Hey guys, this is Nina Perez and this is Memoirs of a Fat Girl, going from F.A.T to P.H.A.T in real time. This is Dominique Miller, and you guys have met her before when we were doing workouts in Miami and she was making sure my ass was getting up early in the morning. But it was great. So Dominique actually has her own business where she does all of these beauty goal things, right? So it's like eyelashes and she does, I think you saw lipstick and all kind of stuff like makeup and whatever, right? But she also is trying to change and also add into her beauty goals as we move forward, healthy eating and all that great stuff. Am I right about that?
For sure.
What is your website?
My website is www.beauty-goals.com.
There you go, beauty-goals.com. You gotta make sure you go on there. It is an amazing product. She does an amazing job. And so she is here with me today because we are going to start the year off with trying to cook very healthy plant-based meals. We are going to make for you guys right now a red lentil stew with roasted vegetables. Now the reason this recipe came up is because if you haven't seen it yet, I'm gonna link it above, where I unboxed Imperfect Foods and I also did Misfits. I will do a video where I'm gonna put those together so you can just look at one video and watch the whole thing. I was kind of disappointed a little bit with Misfits. A lot of the produce that they sent me was like on its way out to the last second, and it wasn't a lot of produce, it was more like fruits. I don't know if you were here when I unboxed it, but it was like just lemons and kiwis and stuff, but I really wanted like veggies, right. You know? So Imperfect Foods actually did a better job. They actually sent me kale and red onions and parsnips and carrots and all that, and that's what we are doing today. One of the things that I did get from them also was a crimson red, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but a crimson red lentil. Now you've never had lentils, right?
No, it's been my first time.
Yes, I love it when I give people new things to do. All right, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click below, click the like and the little bell notification so you don't miss a video. So the first thing me and Dominique are going to get started with is cutting the root vegetables that we need, because we are going to make a lentil stew, but we're going to put root vegetables on top. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. My son was trying to convince me to make sure I buy him meat. It was a no-go, okay? So anyway, these are parsnips, and parsnips are really good. You don't know what these are, do you? They smell so good. Have you smelled them before?
I saw them when I was
peeling them. Oh, it's so good. So parsnips came with Imperfect Foods, and parsnips have a very nice earthy flavor. They're in the carrot family. The bigger they are, the sweeter they are. And so what I want to do is roast all of these beautiful vegetables together. I also have I always say this wrong, it's a celery root, but celiac or something like that is how they call it. You could do so many, it's like celery knob, celery root. It's part of the celery family. Take a look at that, right? Very ugly, but tastes really good. I peeled a little so that you can smell it. And you know, usually a peeler doesn't do very well with these, but I have one of these special peelers that have like ridge ends, so it actually does a good job at peeling. We're gonna peel this up and we're gonna chop these all up in dices, okay? So why don't we do that? Why don't you grab a carrot? Now, I don't know how good you are with like kitchen tool. All right, when it's a round veg and it's like big on the top, small on the bottom like this, I always try to cut in the center, okay? And then I cut again. And what I try, oh, these are nice. These are fresh. Okay, what I try to do is I cut in the center so that I don't have to worry about the rolling around, okay? So you can do the same thing with carrots. I usually take them, cut them in the center, and that way they don't roll around all over the place.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, no, you did right.
Yeah?
You did right. Now yours are not that big. Doesn't look like it'll roll around on you, so it's up to you if you want to just slice it in the center or just slice them like this. And they're gonna be about like that, like nice size. About, what is that, about an inch or so? About an inch chunk. Yep, perfect. Nails in. So anytime you hold any kind of veggie or anything you're cutting, try to put your nails in like this, because when you're like this, you're exposing your nail to get cut. But if you push forward, your knuckle helps, you know, from you not getting cut. And it's gonna take you time. That's not something that, you know, you do right away and it's a comfortable thing. It's not, you know, but once you do it, you protect yourself, you know? So Dominique's new goal this year is to cook more, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. With a lot of vegetables, specifically.
Good. I know that cooking is something that you've always wanted to kind of tackle. So I'm glad you decided 2021, if you can believe we are here,
I know.
is what you want to do. So that's good.
Yeah.
So what is Beauty Goals about?
So really, I'm just trying to get into everything that has to do with beauty, like whether it's your eyelashes or your makeup. I want people leaving my site or my services feeling absolutely beautiful. And also, whenever I'm doing services with my clients, not only am I making them physically beautiful, but I always try to like give them good gems, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so not only like mine, but I want to be like influenced spiritually, mentally.
Okay, so
like everything beautiful, you know, inside and out.
Right. That's awesome. And that's a big goal, right? So it takes time to develop a strategy for that, but it's good because you have you also have a lot of good influencers out there that, you know, can help you develop that even better. Right?
For sure.
Yeah. So your eyelash, what you do a lot of, or I saw on your website, is that you sell eyelashes too, right?
Yes.
So that's part of the beauty part of it, the external, right?
Yeah. So I do eyelash extensions, like I put them on my customers, but I also sell the products that I use, obviously, but for other artists to be able to also use it when they do their sets.
That's awesome.
And then aside from that, because you know, not everybody wears eyelash extensions, I added magnetic strips, which are really easy to use for people who don't really know how to put eyelashes on.
That would be me. I don't know.
So they love those. And then I also have like the regular real mink strips that, you know, girls who are into makeup or...
Now mink sounds like it would be like feathery or soft. Is that what they are? Oh, they're like mink.
They're
like...
super soft. Yeah, exactly. They're real mink hairs. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And my manufacturer puts them on a strip and they hand make it.
Wow.
It's vegan.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's cool.
Okay, so there's no animals hurt in the process is what you're saying.
Exactly. Because I'm not for that.
Right.
I am an animal lover.
We know. Yeah, I don't know, but I know. All right, so I'm going to cut just the ends off here. Can you smell that?
Yeah.
The celery from there? Oh my gosh.
It smells just like celery.
It really does. It's really a nice, strong celery smell. So we're gonna cut these, and then we're literally I'm just gonna dice these into chunks, just like we did with the other vegetables, so they can all kind of cook at the same time.
Okay. Is that hard to cut through?
No, you wanna cut one? Here. Cut right through it. Just cut like this first. It's a little bit hard. It's almost like a potato. And then cut, and when you cut them in that, just cut them in half. And then you're gonna make big cubes.
Yeah, it's not that hard. I thought it was gonna be like a, you know how like whenever you try to cut through like a sweet potato?
Oh yeah.
And it's super hard.
Yeah, sometimes sweet potatoes in the middle feel like rocks, right? Yeah. All right, so we're gonna take that, and what we're gonna do now, Dom, is we are going to put some olive oil, salt and pepper, probably all I'm gonna do because the lentils are gonna have so much flavor. I don't want to kill it with a lot of flavor on the veggies as well, like because you want it to like balance, right?
Not
So,
take away.
Exactly. So in here we're gonna toss these. You know what? Let's put a red onion in there too. So red onions, when you're gonna grill them, or sorry, roast them, you should cut them very close to the stem. So you leave the stem, okay? Then you're gonna cut them in wedges. You can peel them, of course. The peel should come off. Hold on. And the reason that you do that, guys, in case you do not know, that the reason you cut them in wedges is because you want them to maintain on the stem. So when you are roasting them, they will not burn so quickly. So you take this and you cut them on an angle. Actually, I'll leave that one like that. So you leave them like that. See how they stay? They stay on the stem. As best you can. I mean, they're not always going to stay on the stem, but I love roasted onions. Ooh, they love my eyeballs, apparently. All right, so we have, here, olive oil. And salt and pepper. And what we'll do is, mine too. A little salt.
That's how you know they're gonna be good.
A little pepper. A little salt, a little pepper, and so all I need you to do is toss them like this very gently, and that way we can get salt and pepper on everything, a little olive oil on everything. We're gonna pop that onto a baking sheet, and into the oven it goes at a 400-degree oven for about 20 to 30 minutes. And then we are gonna get started on our lentils. So when we come back, we're gonna show you what it looks like to put the lentils together. That's gonna cook down for about 40 minutes, and then we're gonna put everything together for you. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And so we are going to make now the stew. Now I know you've never had lentils, but lentils are really good for you and they have a lot of like nutritional value. And so I think you're gonna really enjoy these. We are going to cut up an onion. We're gonna do tomatoes in here, garlic, and then a bunch of spices. So onion, ready? Okay, so an onion, you cut off the root end, but not all the way up here, just really close to the root, like that. Yep, perfect. All right, take this onion, cut this bad boy in half. Now, we're gonna cry a lot. These onions are warm. And what I mean by that is I had it in my metal pantry and out instead of in the fridge. When they're in the fridge, you'll cry a little less because they don't have as much of the liquids coming out of them, so you don't get as much fumes. So having them, in the fridge doesn't mean you won't cry. You'll just cry less. Onions, yeah, they have a way of making you really cry.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So, yep, you gotta cut the yep, and you can even cut the tip off of here if you want to. Yep, so you can have an easier way of peeling. All right. Now, I'm gonna teach Dominique a little technique about chopping onions that a lot of people don't really know. They kind of just go ahead and hack the onion to pieces. Wait a second, wait.
We're both like.
All right, we're back. We're crying. All right, an easy way to do this, Dominique, is you take your onion, hold it with your hand flat, and you're going to cut right in the center of it, okay? Like that. Not all the way through, and then you pull out. Okay? Keep going. Just a little bit more.
And then pull out?
Yeah, and then pull out. Okay? Then you're going to take it. Now, with just the tip, you're going to go not all the way to the end because you don't want your onion to fall apart. See? So you're going to cut it into small strips. Just like that. But don't cut it to the end. Use only the tip and only go like that far.
Okay. Like that?
Nope. Just the tip. Like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're leaving the end on. Perfect. Yep. Yep. Nope, you're too far.
Oh, shit.
That's okay. See, guys? There's always something to learn. Always something to learn. Yep. You're too far, but that's okay. And keep going. Yep. Yeah, that one's perfect. That was exactly what you wanted to do. Right. All the way down. Yep. Okay. So now, when you take your onion and you cut this way, you have a dice. See? It dices it for you. It naturally will do that.
Hopefully I did it right.
That's okay. Worst case, yeah, see, you're getting a dice. Yeah, perfect. So now, when you get to the end, like you're at the end now, right?
Yeah.
This is the root. Sometimes the root is a little hard to cook. Take your knife, we're both like, I promise, this is just because of the onion. Okay, so you're gonna go like this, and you're gonna literally, all you're doing is cutting up until you get to the root, and then turn it and cut. And turn it and cut.
So you're basically like
cutting around the root.
Okay.
Yep, exactly. Yep. tell me why you do that, because you have the other half to do. All right, so the good thing is these onions actually came from Imperfect Foods, and they are really beautiful little onions. They really are. No, sorry, that's a mistake. This is not from Imperfect Foods. These came from Misfits, and Misfits did give us really pretty onions. So I was happy about that. Because I'm doing a plant-based diet moving forward, that's why I subscribe to both of these to see which one would give me like the better, like sniffling, would give me the better produce from the local farms and stuff like that. So that's why we're doing this, and we are really dedicated to making this year be better than our last year. Am I right?
That's for sure.
That's right. All right, we gotta pause because this is killing me. You gotta look pretty. All right, so we're back. So those onions nearly killed us. They are so strong, but that's okay. I mean, it's literally, you know it's an onion. Like, you smelled it as soon as you cut it in. The onions are awesome. I'll give them that.
Seriously.
Onions were awesome. Okay, so we are gonna cut up some tomatoes, which are actually gonna go in here as well. I'm not using a lot of tomatoes. Tomatoes gives me a lot of inflammation, so I try very hard to use them very sparingly. And because I want this dish to be a nice, rich lentil dish, that's why I'm using tomatoes. Otherwise, you can use tomato paste, or not even use tomatoes at all. You can use red peppers, things like that. I just have tomatoes, so that's what we're using. These tomatoes, we're gonna use seed and all. When I don't want to use the seed, I usually, what we call paring. And I'll show you that really quick because it's a good skill to have. So when you are paring tomatoes, you take it and you go on the outside like that. And that way you're cutting all of the seeds right out. Right? You have very little seeds that go in there.
Right.
Like that, okay? And then we're gonna cut these into slices. But you don't have to do that. You can just cut the tomato in half and just cut it. I'm just showing you what it would look like if we wanted to have something with less or no seeds in it. There's also a way to cut tomatoes if you don't want the skin, and what you do is you cut the top of the tomato into a little cross, you pop them in boiling water for literally like seconds, like 3 to 5 seconds, pull them out, and then you literally can just peel the skin right off of them.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
And that is a really great way if you're trying to make something where you don't want to have like this thick skin on it, right? But we don't care because this is all gonna go into our stew. So this is all gonna go in here. And in fact, I think I'm gonna just use this because I don't want to waste it.
I can't wait until I get as fast as you with the thing. She's like,
yeah, well, it's been 20 years of being a chef, so you start to get really accustomed, and believe me, in the beginning, I've cut myself plenty of days, and a chef out there who says they haven't cut themselves is just not cutting enough food, because honestly, you always cut yourself. I've gotten 11 stitches on this hand, I've gotten burns, I mean, I've taken nails off, I mean, it just is what it is. All right, you're gonna put that in there, so we're gonna not put these, not put the hard ends in because they will not cook down. So anyway, all of this goes in. Now, the jalapeno pepper I'll cut just because I don't want you to get the peppers on your hands. We are gonna add a jalapeno to this. I'm gonna cut the top off. Now, there's a couple of ways. You can just cut this in half and throw it in. I don't really wanna do that. My husband is not a huge spicy person. So what I do is I take the jalapenos, I cut them in half, and then I literally take out the seeds. So I cut it in half again like this.
But that's what's really the spicy
Yeah,
part.
exactly. The seeds and the veins. So the white and the seeds are the hottest part. And because I know my husband would not like that. Like he likes spice, but not like that. So it's bad enough that I'm already giving him a full vegetarian meal. Okay, guys? Like, let's not push it. All right. And I take these and I slice them really small. Like that. And I'm going to probably do another half. I'll save this one. And it's really not gonna be spicy at all. It'll give it a nice jalapeno pepper flavor, but it's not gonna be spicy at all. And my boys though, I don't know, does Justin still like spicy?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, so my other son Ernest too will eat it until his head is sweating. And then he's like, oh, now this is good. I'm like, that doesn't even seem pleasant, but they love spicy food. So definitely didn't get that from me or my husband. I like spicy, but not to the point where I can't breathe.
Right, that's just too much.
That's too much. A couple seeds in there just to give us some spice. All right, so that is that. And then we have some garlic here. That's how simple this dish is, guys. This is simple. It takes time to cook, but it is simple. These have been soaking in water and they're actually absorbed all the water. So now they're gonna cook a little faster. So all I did is just put like lentils and just covered it up with water and let it sit for 30 minutes. It absorbs the water, so when I go and cook it in the stew, it's gonna break down, and that's what we want. So we'll be right back to put this together and show you how to cook this. Okay guys, so we are back, and so I am going to also grate some ginger, but while we do that, why don't we go ahead and start what we call ballooning the spices, okay? So we're gonna put this in, watch yourself, stand back. Okay, and we're gonna use about 2 tablespoons of oil. Okay, and then we're gonna wait for that to sizzle a little bit, then we're gonna what they call bloom. And all that means is you're opening up all of the spices, so their flavors are gonna intensify, okay? And so when we do that, we are going to put in all the veggies and stuff, saute that for a little bit, and in goes the lentils, the broth, and we're good. And that's it. Literally, we're just gonna let it cook for 40 minutes. Okay. So all I'm doing now, I don't know if you use ginger. Do you use ginger?
I don't think I've ever used it.
Oh, okay. Ginger's really good. You should use it in a lot of like your drinks. You can cut it up and just stick it in your water and stuff with a little lemon. But it's very good for you, and it's good for your immune system. Very good. So all I did was peel it with a spoon because the skin is so tender. And all I'm doing is grating. And we're gonna do maybe about a tablespoon or so. And this just gives the flavor, it gives it an intense flavor, which is nice, especially when it's paired up with garlic. So you'll get that a lot in Asian foods. I don't know if you like Asian food, like, you know, Japanese and stuff like that, or Chinese, but they use a lot of garlic, and so does Indian food. Okay, so that's about, I think, all I want right now. And see how it's starting to have almost like a ripple effect? Okay, so that means the oil is getting nice and hot. And so that'll go in here. So about 1/2 inch to 1 inch size of garlic, of ginger is really all you need. And so this, yeah, there it is. Okay, see how it's fizzing up? Back up a little bit because you don't want it to splatter on you. At least I don't want it to splatter on you. And this is what it's doing now. It's opening up the flavors. You don't want it to be long. I mean, literally about 30 seconds. Smell that. Smell that.
Oh, so
pop that in. And stand back. Go ahead. There you go. You're gonna get spoon here. Nice. You smell that already happening? That's already happening. Here, we can stir that up. Stir that. And it's a little liquid so that you don't, so that the seeds don't continue to burn. Oh, come on.
This
smells so good. It smells good. You know what it is? I am trying to make sure that this month I'm going to try my hardest to stay away from any meat products or fish products. I'm going to go more vegetarian and as much plant-based as I can. So I'll probably be more heavy plant-based. You've tried that before, right?
Yes.
How'd you do with that? Oh, did you? You loved it?
Yeah, it's, you just have to make sure that you get everything you need, you know? And I think that's where we fell short. And my boyfriend and I, we work out a lot, so we need to make sure we have recovered our bodies, you know?
Oh, that's true. Like, you mean you have in your fridge stocked up, you mean? Is that what you mean?
No, like we just needed to make sure that we were getting all the protein we needed and all the, that kind of stuff. And I feel like it was good, but we just were falling short on that aspect of it. So,
and I think that is the trick to a plant-based diet, is making sure that you have a well-balanced plant-based diet, because I've known people to only eat like a bunch of bread and a bunch, thinking that that's all good for you,
but it's not meat.
Right, exactly. So in here goes the garlic and the ginger as well. All right, and literally, guys, like, that's it. Okay, we're gonna let this cook down into a stew. So this is for about 5 cups or so of vegetable broth, and if it needs more, I'll put more. But right now, you can do water as well, guys. You don't have to do vegetable broth. It's just that I love the flavor, like to enhance all of the flavors. So that's what I'm using. I'm using vegetable broth. And so we're gonna put this in. You want it to be a stew, so it's okay if it's covering the way it is, okay? All right, and we're gonna not put any salt. The reason we don't use salt in the beginning with lentils, at least I don't, is because for some reason I feel like the lentils don't cook as quickly. So I just don't put the salt in until the very, very end, and that's when I'll know whether it needs salt or not. It's gonna need salt because it doesn't have anything in here that's salty at the moment. So that's it. That's literally it. So we're gonna cover this up, and we are gonna come back and put this whole dish together for you. Me and Dominique are actually gonna clean up and start working on another recipe. So you guys have to subscribe to this channel to make sure you don't miss it, because you're gonna miss it. Like, they're gonna miss it.
They can't miss it.
They can't miss it. You can't miss it.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
So we will be right back. Okay, so the lentil soup is done, and I don't know if you can see that, but that is a beauty. Look at that thing. So Dominique has never tried a couple of things on this dish. One of them was parsnips. What'd you think?
That was awesome. I loved it.
That's good. So I introduced her to parsnips, and she's never had that before, so I'm so glad she liked that. And parsnips is so good, and the bigger it gets, like the sweeter it gets, and it's in the carrot family, so it's delicious. And if you've never tried it, cook it like a carrot. Anything you do with a carrot, you can do with a parsnip. Another good thing, like when you go home, take them, you can roast them or boil them down, and then you can make a mash out of them. Oh God, it's so good. So anyway, try the lentils. This is another thing she's never had before, and I wanted to introduce her to new things. So this is a lentil stew, and I put veggies on hers. I wanted her to try it with the veggies. Girl, let's see what you think.
Wow, that's really good.
I told her. I told you. So make sure that you guys go on to Imperfect Foods. I am not sponsored by them at all, but I think they did a fantastic job on my first box, right?
Yeah.
You were there you were there seeing what I unpacked. I'm telling you, they did a fantastic job. So if you missed that video, I am going to link it above so that you can check it out. I also did Misfits. Wasn't too pleased with them, but I am gonna give them another shot. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much. Thanks you for cooking with me. That was fun.
Yeah, that was.
I really appreciate you guys spending this time with me. This is Nina Perez and Memoirs of a Fat Girl. This is Dominique Miller from Beauty Goals. So check her out. Until next time, fat out. It's good, no?
Yeah, no, it's amazing actually.